What is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pendergast podcast. This is number 2 for today, and it's an absolute honor to sit down with my friend and the legend, Levi Badie. But before we get into this episode is sponsored by Next Level Financial. Take control of your financial future. Get your complimentary financial analysis today by Seth Starnes. He is a racer. He's a track day junkie. He knows the ins and the outs. Give him a call. Look him up. He supports riders because he knows what it takes financially. And physically and everything together. So give him a call. And I tell everybody this, Levi, and you're a bison rider, right? Part of the herd. Don't spend your money on an off the rack suit. It's a spill that I go through every time because it's so important and imperative that you have a suit that actually fits you correctly. Yes, you people that are listening, you deserve it. Treat yourself. It's 2025. The off the rack shelf. Give it to your son, give it to your daughter, let the dogs chew on it. It don't matter. Turn it into a backpack, whatever. Get a custom suit. Go to bisontrack.com. You will thank us later. But ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor again. Levi, what is up?
I'm good. How have you been?
Man, good. I've listen, every time I'm gonna have one of my friends on the podcast, it's always an awesome proper mega day, as I always say, right? I always think ahead about it. It always plays on my mind. I mean, I've been good. There's a lot been going on off camera, I'll say, with the job, and I got wrist surgery coming up in the middle of the March to finally get my wrist healed so I can wear my bison suit and go out there and get on the track again because it's been a while. So yeah, other than that, man, got a new puppy. Her name's Princess Fiona.
Really?
You hear my two dogs out here. They're barking at each other now, which is hilarious. But yeah,
What kind of breed?
So Fiona is a lab pit mix.
Very nice.
Yeah, dude, she's absolutely. So I had to put my one dog down about a year ago, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get another dog. And my wife's always sending me pictures from Angels of Assisi. It's a place we have out here where you can go adopt pets. And she sent me one of Princess Fiona, and I was like, I'm gonna go get her. My wife was like, yeah, okay, whatever, go get her. I called her bluff because I went and got her, right. So it's one of those things where you're ready when you're ready, and you're not until you're not. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is Princess Fiona.
That's very cute.
Yep. She loves to annoy the shit out of my older dog, which y'all can probably hear him barking, and my wife yelling right now. So.
Yeah, we had I heard that. We had the same kind of issue in 2024. We lost the two dogs, and so yeah, that's been pretty sad. But then after I think how many months ago? Probably one maybe 2 months ago, we got two new ones too. So
how cute!
It's Butter and Coco.
Love it.
They're Great Pyrenees and another Liam Burger. So yeah, they're awesome.
Absolutely amazing, man. I believe that if everybody in your life, man, has a pet, it makes you happier as a human being, right? They bring you joy and love in ways that you think, oh, it's just a simple animal dog. Absolutely, it's not. It's your best friend. You could tell them all your deepest, darkest secrets, and guess what? They're never going to tell anybody. Nobody's ever going to know, right? So, yeah, when you're sad, you go home, you give them a hug, and yeah, man.
Yeah, when you don't have them, it's weird. Then you don't have any pets.
Yeah, man. It's I told my son, because that's the first time he experienced this side of life, right? And I'm like, look, man, it happens. It's gonna happen to me. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to everybody, right? But instead of we're sad about it, but honor the 6 years we had with him or her, right? Honor those times. Think about all the good times. I know it's easier said than done. People, I get it. I've been there too many times, but that's what helps me. Still smile and be happy.
Yeah.
So,
well, at least I sometimes get like really, really sad about the two puppies that they was lost. But I always tell her, I mean, they had the greatest lives they could. They traveled around the whole country, got the greatest food every day. They're they were not skinny. They were pretty fat. So I mean, they couldn't complain. They had everything they wanted. So I mean, you just have to think about the good stuff.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, it's been about a year for Cruise, and there's times I cry over Cruise. Freaking damn Facebook memories pull this shit up, and I'm at work. I'm like, They're like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "None. I'm good. I got something in my eye. Deep inside, I'm fucking bawling, dude. Like, oh my god, are you kidding me?" But yeah, it's again, it's that full circle of life. But listen, we already got 2 comments in for you, Levy. So we got Philip Hanston. Sorry, I was getting ready to mess up your last name. He says, Levy.
Yep, Philip is he's my Belgian. How do I say it? Like I don't know the Dutch word. I can't form in English now. But he's a guy from Belgium who lives 10 minutes from my house. But we met him in Seattle because he lives there for years now, and then he came to one race in Seattle and just came up to us, spoke Flemish. We're like, what? Who? Huh? And since then we've been in contact. He's an amazing person. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's our backstory of him.
I love it.
He's
Love
helping
it.
us out.
Big shout out to Philip, man. Thanks for tuning in. And then we got Ducks 4. Hello,
Yeah, that's my
everyone.
dad.
Okay, dude, bro, Dave, what is up, my friend, bro? Absolutely. And of course, we have another legend and a good friend, Elisa. She says, Dad and I are cleaning the mess the puppies made downstairs in the meantime with a bunch of laughing. Listen, we go through that too. My freaking puppy, she's done tore up. I had to move all my shoes up off the floor. I got to go out and buy probably 6 pairs of shoelaces because she absolutely ate them all. I'm missing 2 pairs of Hey Dudes that are, yeah, I'm just going to have to throw away. So, yeah, I feel your pain. Trust me, I feel your
They've
pain.
been pretty good. I mean, we can't complain. But today we're gone for a few hours, and I think they just wanted to get. They saw a box, and I think they wanted the box.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's Dave. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just excited, right? It's but it's always an honor, Dave, every time you tune in and watch my podcast. So always nothing but love for you. Yeah,
But I
so
just want to ask you, what kind of bike do you have? Because I know you're having a soup, but what kind of bike do you have for the track?
I got a 2008 Ducati 848.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And I got a '03 RC51. That I'm actually going to put up for sale because I want to invest more in myself in the podcast, right? And I really don't ride it. It's more like a paperweight sitting in my garage every shit, maybe once or twice a month. I'll put 50 miles on it, right? Um,
Yeah. No, the A4A
so
is cool. I always wanted one. I mean, a few years ago we had a 748 Ducati, and that was like kind of the next thing, but we just never got to it. We got into like Super Sport 300, and you just keep going on from there, and then. But now
I,
we have the V2, which is the upcoming runner from that bike, which is amazing.
have you had the opportunity to ride a V tube?
I have one in my garage.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's dude, they're
Just
awesome.
stock, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to ride the V2 yet. Of course, I've owned 996s, 748s, 1098s. Now I got an 848. So yeah, I'm a everybody knows and sees I'm a freaking huge Ducati lover. It's like, you see bikes and there's certain bikes, Levy, that just moves your soul in a way that other bikes don't do it. And Ducati for me is always, every time I look at them, I'm like, she's that lady in red. You always hear about on the movies and all that. You're like, God, look at that girl. She is so sexy. I got to know her name. Hey girl, what's up? Right. It's one of those situations, but yeah. So Levy, man, we got a lot to talk about. 2024 season. Last year, Junior Cup. Now it's the new Talent Cup. I'll ask you about that here in a minute, but let's talk about 2024. How do you think your season went?
I mean, we had a rough start. We tried to go into super sport, and that kind of fell through. But then I went with Carnes and Elisa just to support in Atlanta, and it was kind of just sad sitting down the sideline. And then Carnes and of course the gender and household thought, that he shouldn't be on sideline. So then um we still had the 400. So they were like, come, let we get something together. And next race in Barber, we got something together. So then with Carnes, we did the whole thing together with Lisa, and we got the bike first race up on the podium, and that was the first podium for Carnes, first podium for like our whole team. So that was amazing. And from there, I think we were all sold for the whole season. So we tried our best. Just that one race in Ohio couldn't be there because we had some visa things to sort out, and finally got that sorted out. Maybe we'll come to that later. But yeah, no, I think 2024 was amazing. We had good times. We had some less times, but I think overall I mean, maybe get more deeper into it, but it's good. It was good.
I'm super proud of what you guys achieved last season. That first podium, I was like, bro, like this is absolutely amazing. So big shout out to, of course, Karn's Performance. We actually drove, and so I told Jason at Jersey last year, I said, hey, we're gonna buy my son a dirt bike. I want to drive to Pennsylvania and buy one from you, right? Because I want to support my friends in the industry. Versus somebody that, because they sell the same bike like 20 minutes down the road, right? I could have easily went there and did it, but why would I do that when I have a buddy that has a dealership that's at Moto America that races, that's an absolute legend. So I yeah, we drove out there, hung out with him for a little while at the shop, loaded up the dirt bike, stayed the night, and hit the road the next day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
man.
you got some service out of it. You can always rely on the people that and it's not someone you have a connection with.
Yeah, it's yeah. So big supporter. So if you know friends in the industry, support your local, or not even your local dealers. Support the people that you know.
On
There you go, Carnes Performance. I should have worn. I was like, man, should I wear my Carnes Performance shirt because it's Elisa's, or should I wear the Levi Badie one that he actually gave me in 2023? So I figured I'd sit down because your name's right here, Levi Badie, right? So
I mean,
I'm
we both have different ones, so it's good. They see it anyway.
That's right. That's right. And as you know, I'm a big supporter of all my friends that race. I wear the t-shirts on podcast and hats and talk about you guys all the time. And going back to 2024, I was impressed with your season at the beginning. Everything fell through. Carnes helped you, picked you back up, and dude, what a way to repay him with a first podium for everybody, right? So with saying that, Levy, did that add extra pressure to you during the 2024 season because of that?
Because of the what do you mean?
Because
Which
of the first podium. It was Carnes's first podium. Did that add any added pressure to you at all?
Not really. I mean, there was not really a lot of pressure going on, like from the whole season. It was just like we do whatever you can, and I mean, the podium. I mean, not that it wasn't expected, but he didn't expect me to do anything for him. It was just a thing that we can go together, we go through and see wherever he goes. And I mean, of course, we probably weren't going to win the championship anymore by losing the rounds we didn't ride. So he was just like, have fun, go out there, represent Carnes. We got a lot of TV time, a lot of I mean, interviews. So we name every sponsor. So I mean, I think it was great. I don't really felt any pressure, and definitely not from the team or anyone.
Good, good. Yeah, they're man, everybody, when you go to Moto America this year, stop by. You have to say hi to Carnes Performance. They're absolutely amazing human beings. I mean, this year they got the legend Levy, they got Elisa, and also on the team this year is Isaac Woodworth, right? All from Junior Cup. I'm happy to see that you guys have in my personal opinion, in the Twin Cups, one of the best teams there is. You guys got a stacked house with a wealth of knowledge. Everybody's so cool and laid back. And from one of my favorite things, and you've heard me say it before, Levy, is I like when I go to the races, of course, I make my rounds, get my hugs. Hey, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. But I like to step back and watch the team works as a team, right? Whether they're under pressure, how everybody reacts to a situation. And it was nothing but positive energy, smiles, and all laughs coming out of Carnes Performance all last year, all the races that I went to anyway. Um, it's amazing to see a group of people come together and achieve goals that they didn't expect to achieve, right? With you. And it just makes it so much better. So this year, in 2025, we move up to the Twins Cup. I know you're super excited about that. So, we were supposed to have this podcast last week, but you was at Homestead testing. So, Isaac was there, Elisa was there. And then you guys, my buddy James Allen, he was there helping you guys out too as well, right? So big shout out to James. I actually met James at VIR at the Azure race last year. That's where me and him met. Um, so tell us your first thoughts on the new Twins Cup Suzuki and your feelings you got from it.
I think it's amazing. So this first time ever I rode, I mean, I did one session on it in Daytona last year, but it's just on an Azure weekend. But yeah, no, I mean this bike, it's awesome. They completely didn't. They took a lot of time building it, and worked together with Nitron suspension, which is kind of new. They're not really haven't ridden before, and I was surprised. Really good. Feeling was great. The bike was awesome. Like the power was there. I mean, we had adrenaline performance. I think so. If I speak that wrong, sorry, Kyle. And but so yeah, they were there for a first test. Get suspension and data all right because it was all new. We didn't really know what to expect from how the bike was gonna react, but everything was from like session one great. And they session by session we just took seconds off like every time. And so no, the 800 is so different. I've ridden the 660 and the R7, and they're I think it's more smooth, the Suzuki. And Elisa and Isaac thought the same thing. It's just you get on, it's nothing crazy. The bike is not super aggressive. It's everything goes well, and you just feel one with the bike. I mean, I definitely did, and just really some small changes. So every session, suspension wise, a little bit like it's sliding or it's doing this, and but no, I had a great time.
Good. I listen. I can't wait to see Carnes Performance win the championship this year and everybody kick ass. Right? It's going to be an absolutely proper mega year for you guys and girls. I can't wait. And was saying that Levy coming from the 400 to the Twins Cup. There's you get. Do you have traction control and all that?
We don't.
Okay. Okay.
We do not.
Well, that's good. I'm a fan of traction control, but not like a huge fan. I understand why it's there. I feel like in this day and age, the way electronics have gone, it's like the riders rely more. It's more of an engineer sport than a rider sport, right? Because the rider relies on the engineered throttle input, blah blah blah, all that shit. So, I think riding a bike without any of that on it teaches you so much more about throttle control, and when shit goes south you know how to control it, and all that, what to expect, instead of going back and saying the rear is shit and the guy going, all right, now take it out and ride it, and you go, okay, that's better, but now it's sucking here, and it's a dog chasing its own tail. So
Yeah.
uh
Yeah, I think it's a great thing, and definitely for track day riders because it's way safer. Same on the street. It's all way safer than it was went back in before they had it. But it's gone pretty high with those traction controls. Definitely in MotoGP, like World Superbike, that they don't really ride without because it's just they rely on it. And I mean, you see MotoGP videos when it goes wrong, then they'll rely, and then the computer fails and they just fly, which is they're not their fault because they have to ride with it. But then if the actual technology fails, then they get the smack on the pavement.
right, they get pancaked. It's yeah, it's talking about, fuck, dude, MotoGP and that whole shit show of electronics. I get it. I just wish they would do away with all the aerodynamics. So MotoGP is the pinnacle. So that's where all the technology comes down, the traction control, the anti-wheelie, blah, 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 right? But what benefit does a street bike have with wings on it? It don't. The looks, that's it. And the whole, rear ride height coming down out of the corner, and the automatic start, and everybody can start the same because it's just, dude. I tell everybody this: if I had that shit launch control on my street bike, you don't think that every stop sign, a stoplight I'm to, I'm like, what, bam, right? Because it's there. I want to use it. It's great. I just feel like they need to, dumb it down some. We really don't need all that. And this is go along with why I just said that, Levy. I personally believe, and this is just my opinion, that we don't need 250 horsepower motorcycles. Why do you ask? Because they dumb down the torque and the power anyway to do faster lap time. So why do we need to spend all this money and technology and getting a bike so powerful that we got to have all these electronics on just to slow it down to go faster at the track? That's just, it confuses me, right? Plus, if they
So,
change, go ahead, Levy.
well, the theory behind the reason why they do it is those street bikes have 250 horsepower is that they have to legalize everything, so they can only drive a super bike in world superbike. And I'm speaking only about world superbike. They can only ride that bike and that kind of tune or fairing option, so like the wings, if they have it on the street legal. So if it's not on the street bike, they can't use it in a road bike. So that's kind of the problem. I mean, not a problem, but I mean that's why you see those crazy super bikes on the street, because they have to actually do it. Otherwise, on the super bike, they are not allowed to use it from the rules.
100%. So with you saying that, and you're correct, right? So back in the day, they had to homologate a special bike to be worthy to be able to race, whether it was Moto America, FIM World Superbike. So you'd have your regular 916, and then you'd have the 916 SPS, and that was what they used for their equivalent of the race bikes. They had to make them and sell 500 with whatever technology that they was going to use and transfer that to the track. You're absolutely right on that. But now we're in the day and age to where race on Sunday, sell on Monday is not the case at all. And I feel like we're transitioning to a era of motorcycle racing where it's the Twins Cup in the super sports class is going to be the new premier motorcycle racing class. And the only reason why I bring that up is my thing with the whole technology and having all this horsepower and all that. I get it, but if they cut costs down on that, now it's more feasible for outside sponsorships to be like, yeah, I'll give you $100,000 towards your program or $50,000 towards your program, because it don't cost as much. Now we got all these paid rides and not a lot of people making a living in our sport, right? There's very few that do it. All of us put our love and our energy into it. We pay to play and to be there, right? So yeah, I just wish they would come up with a whole new. But we're getting off topic, dude. I can sit here and ramble on about all this the whole time. So do you, Karn's Performance with the three of you? I've already said this. Have a legend of a team lineup already, right? It's super amazing. Do you guys have any expectations, or do you put any certain expectations on yourself going into this season?
I mean, we're not putting crazy expectations, but I mean, I'd say it like this. So I want to thank, of course, TST Industries and like just saying Max Body, and he might be watching now. But yeah, so Brandon and so TST Industries, Bart, so they really put up the team together for this year. And of course they're not sponsoring our team and to have us, ride not really for the top prize. So I mean, we are aiming for a championship. That's the goal, of course. But I mean, that's also pressure, and not saying that we can't achieve it. But there are other very competitive teams out there, like Vance and Hines, and M4 is not, I think, gonna be there this year. But yeah, I mean, it's always a way of everything has to go right, and we're gonna do our best, of course. And the team expects good results, and I'm gonna do my best to give them. And but yeah, you know, it's a game of mechanical sport.
Listen, it very, very much is so. And was saying that, big shout out to TST Industries and Bart. He's absolutely amazing. If you guys missed that podcast, go back and rewatch it, because we had a lot of fun on that podcast. I wrote him down. I've been giving them a big shout out every podcast. Again, another friend of mine in the industry that I want to see thrive and grow. And it's absolutely amazing that people that I know and friends come together and help on the same team, and you guys are going to kick ass this year. You guys heard it first on Pin the Gas podcast. Carnes Performance, number one, baby. Let's go. So, plus, I'm really good friends with Isaac and you too as well. And your two personalities are different, but I think your energy between you two are really going to thrive off each other and really push each other to help make that next step up to the next level for sure.
Yeah.
You're
We at first, I mean, I met Isaac before, but in the first test we had last week, I mean, we had a good time. I mean, me and Isaac and Lisa, we all got along great, and so yeah, we shared data. We had some see what he was doing better than me, or I was doing better than him, and we can learn. And we had a good time. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's about, right? Is learning off each other, helping each other progress and get faster. It's always, and the number one rule is, and I get it, people, the first person you want to beat is your teammate, right? So but to have that friendship relationship when the helmet comes off is imperative, right? To be able to work together and, again, like I said, push each other further along. Your dad said that you raced Elisa's old tires.
That was yeah. So that was last season, which the first race we did in Barberton with Carnes is that I mean, for the budget to be a little less, and then Elisa, um, all her tires, like her, I mean, secondhand tires. She rode two sessions with them, and then we put them on my bike, and so that yeah, I mean, and the results we had with those was pretty good. So that's where Brandon from Levi Badie came in. He's like, I cannot watch this, so here I'll start paying your tires. So that's kind of how he rolled into my life.
I love it. Well, thank you, man, for doing that. Right. And Lisa too. I was impressed with her last year. She did a proper mega amazing job. So congratulations to you, Lisa. Can't wait to see you out there kicking ass too, and actually beating Levy and Isaac, right? That's what I want to see. Yes, let's go. So, and you can do it. She's absolutely amazing. Again, people showing up to Moto America, it's imperative. Stop by, say hello to Carnes Performance. If they have any merch, buy a hat, buy some stickers, whatever it is, help support them. So Philip says he cannot wait for the Ridge at Motorsports Park this year.
Well, yeah, he lives. I don't think he lives that far from it, like an hour or something. I don't know how far it was, but yeah, that's his home track.
I love it. I love it. And then we have a comment from S Dev says, "What's up? What's up?" I don't know.
That's my other Belgian one of the best Belgian guys in racing there is. He's around my age. He did Red Bull Rookies I don't know a few years ago. But
Oh,
yeah, he's
nice.
he's awesome. He's doing the IDM, the 600 this year.
The German IDM Championship. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good. Well, listen, S Dev, I hope you go out there and kick major ass this year, bro. For
He's
real.
Sasha David, so that's his name. So
Okay.
the
Well,
people might know him.
yeah. Well, it says the only reason why I know it just says S Dev on my
Yeah.
screen right here. But yes. I hope, bro, you go out there and kick ass like I know you will. And then he also says the Suzuki doesn't have any traction control.
It does not. No. I mean, I think the street one has. I'm pretty sure the street version has, but no, and ours, I don't think it's allowed in the Motomaker rules, but we just don't even have it. So
And honestly, I think the traction control, if it does come stock on that bike, it's nowhere near as intrusive as your superbike traction control. Like the R1 you can buy off the showroom floor, or the Ducati is very minimal and might have a couple different settings. And honestly, you can probably put it on no traction control and full traction control, and it's going to be a difference, but it's not going to be as much as I think people think it is. Now when you step up to the R1 and all that, yeah, that's when you get the engine brake. And listen, this is a whole nother mind bend on your brain trying to learn all this stuff.
yeah, the V2 has engine brake, wheelie control, and traction control, which it helps. I mean, of course, for racing wise, if it's a standard bike, it's not really helpful for racing. But if you put the traction control on full power, I mean, you feel and you won't probably not crash or high side. So it definitely helps the rain, which is nice. but yeah, those things are not as close as any of the racing road super bike, whatever traction control that they have. So
That's a fact. Fred. So Fred says, tell him to say something in Flemish.
I won't know what.
Yeah, Fred, put it down. Whatever you want him to say. Oh, and listen, Dave, you're right. And I've had this. So listen, people, Racing Line Coffee. Okay. Big shout out to them. I got some Levi Badie coffee. It's absolutely amazing. My wife says it's a little too strong for her, but I like strong coffee. She's weak. She don't like strong coffee, right? I prefer the strong coffee. I got the actually coffee where I got to grind it myself, which to me is always better than pre-ground coffee anyway. So big shout out to Racing Line Coffee for sure. You guys can go to I think their website, racinglinecoffee.com, and I think it's under partnership, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I ordered some. And yeah, you can find Levy's coffee brand right there. It's really
Yeah,
good. So
it's a Brazilian blend, so it's why it's stronger than some, but it's always depends on what people like. And my at least his aunt, she buys it every month.
it's amazing. I still have some because I try to I limit myself because I like coffee, right? And it is strong. Like the first day I got it, I ended up drinking 3 cups of coffee, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was like, yeah, I
Ready
can't.
for 10 podcasts in a day.
Bro, straight up ready just to flap my gums the whole time. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Fred Clark says, say hello to New Jersey fans. LOL.
Well, hello to no, that's it's been a while since I spoke Flemish. This is why. Hallo, Fred. Ik hoop dat je dat je dag is. I'm losing my Flemish,
It's all good,
but
dude.
how do you say it? I don't even know what to say. But no, Fred. Ik kan niet wachten tot ik je nog eens zie. Het is te lang geleden en waarschijnlijk in New Jersey.
There you go. You guys heard it first. Yeah, dude, I don't. I know a very little bit of Spanish. Actually, I know more Spanish than most anything. I know Spanish. I understand more what they say. Like I understand what they say. I just a lot of times I don't know exactly how to respond. Right. And I know a little bit of Thai just because my cousin married a Thai woman. So Sawadi Cop, Kamku Cop, blah, blah, yada yada yada. So yeah, it's good to know different languages. That's what something I'm trying to tell my son, bro. Take Spanish, take Italian, take French, like learn it. It'll benefit you in the long run for sure. And then
Yeah, I'm trying to learn Spanish for Lisa's family. Her grandma who just came from Puerto Rico, and it's getting better every year. It's hard. I mean, it's not that hard learning Spanish, but of course, it's always new. It's all those words, all those terms, and then Puerto Rican is like so how do you say it? It's like Flemish in the Dutch world because Flemish is very dialect of Dutch, and that's what Puerto Ricans have with Spanish. So I mean, it's not just Spanish; it's just Puerto Rican that I'm trying to learn.
yeah, it's I learned it from I mean I used to date several Spanish girls, right? And of course you come home to their house and everybody's talking a language you have no fucking idea what's being said or going on. Like I have no idea. And then so yeah, I started to I took it in school, but I didn't really pay attention to it. I'm like, man, I ain't never gonna use this shit, right? And I'm back in school now. I'm like, dude, I wish I would have freaking paid attention and actually learned it. So I
But
can hold my own. So I can get
I'll
through.
answer Sasha. First in Flemish, then I'll say it in English. Als je zoveel Nederlands praat, dan Engels praat, dan is dat moeilijk om eigenlijk terug te gaan naar Nederlands. En zeker in ons dialect is echt ambetant. So what I said was if you speak a lot of English, which I do every day here, and I text my parents like a lot, but not really. I mean, I don't call them every day. Which, if you just speak English and think in English, that's kind of weird to just go back to Flemish, and you're like, oh my god, this is weird. But even the first week when I go back to Belgium, then it's always like sometimes I just want to say some English terms, and I'm like, oh no, I can't.
Yeah, I can see where it would be confusing. I'm laughing at Elisa. She says he's been in the U.S. too long with a bunch of laughing emojis. Oh, I love it. I love it. English is the the universal language, right? But I think it's good again, to learn different languages to
Yeah,
broaden your
Philip says
horizon.
I'm getting back at my Flemish.
I love it. I love it. And then also this one right here.
My dad says it can go more rapid. Like it's a little chunky. My Flemish.
That's all right. It's like riding a bike, right? You get on it, you'll once you start doing it, you won't forget it. And then at least it says Levy's Spanish is getting better. Good. Are you doing like online classes for Spanish, or are you just learning from them teaching you?
No, Duolingo and like her teaching and then going, of course, going to Puerto Rico and just being surrounded by Spanish, so you can't really do anything else. So you're just trying to catch stuff and then trying to speak more with them. And but she's doing Flemish class, like actual Flemish class online every week. So I mean, so she's getting better at Dutch too, to speak to my grandma, and that's because she can't. My grandma can't speak English, so.
I love it. Oh, and listen, before I forgot, congratulations on your school because you just got accepted to. I meant to.
MVCC, yeah.
Yes, 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 dude. So, what are you doing in school?
I just started my first week of college, so it's business administration. So it's a kind of um, all around business direction for now, and then after 2 years, you're gonna go specific into something, probably like healthcare management for now. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It's going great. School, I mean, it's totally different um, from the high school life, which, if you're in high school, then you think this is school, and then this is just your whole life is sucks, and you just sit there from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., which like that was my school life for the most part. And but then when I was here, I got more involved with her because she just finished her bachelor's, and so then I kind of got more involved into this college world, definitely in the U.S. college, because it's different even from the Belgian college. So yeah, I mean, I love it. I love the way they're doing it here. So we kind of got looking into local schools here to get more my plan B of after racing, So yeah, it's totally different. My school life is Tuesdays and Thursdays, and for the rest, you're just doing homework, and yeah, I love it. It's totally
Good.
different.
Is it all online or do you physically go?
So I physically go Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 until 3:45 p.m. So it's great. I mean, just 2 days of class in a week, and then do homework.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And then, obviously when you go to the race weekend, you just take your homework and your studies and all that. You can do it online on the computer and stay up to
Yep.
speed. So this is going to be different too this year is you being in school and doing that side of it too, as well as focusing on the team. You've been on the team, but the new bike, you already know the tracks. That's going to add. Do you think it's going to I this is how I want to phrase it. I think it's good to get your mind away from all things racing, especially even if you're at the track and you got schoolwork to do, or you're on the way to the track, you got schoolwork to do, right? It gives you something else to focus on instead of just racing all the time. And I think that also helps you mentally when you do show up to the track and you get out and you get ready to throw your leg over the bike because you're not constantly thinking about turn one or improving in turn five or this and that and the other and the whole stress level that kind of adds because you put yourself under a lot of stress when you're professionally racing, right? Because you obviously want to win all the time and you want to do good, you want to make everybody proud. So having that outside um, another world away from it, even if it is for a couple hours, I think really does a mind good when it comes to that. So yeah,
Well,
man.
I think that's a good thing to see from the outer world. They don't really always see that you have multiple lives behind racing. So they only see what we post online for all those racing weekends. But even though that's busy, but going next to that, we have our school life. A lot of people, kids going to college while being in racing, and I mean some don't, of course, but it's forgotten that people actually have a second life or work next to it, to finance all those things. And it's good to have, like, people know that you actually have to do other stuff or other responsibilities, and only just we go ride every weekend, which we don't.
Let's
So
listen. You're right, and that's why when I took over the podcast, I wanted to do the whole section where we get to know you better, right, away from the track. That's when I ask you all the personal questions, because it's important for the people that are listening and that show up to the track. Be like, dude, I hate pineapple on pizza too, and I listen to the podcast and this and this, and it makes a better human connection, right? And now you got fans for life because of that, instead of this superstar legend walking around the paddock, all Bison out. Big shout out to Bison again, with all these logos and patches, and there's I think a lot of fans think that they assume that, because I get asked that off the podcast. People message me, well, how much money do they make? I'm like, they're paying to be there, right? They're not making a living off of this. So yeah, it's very important to have that outside, and you're not just a robot that just shows up to the track, puts on a leather suit, and goes out there and rides a bike that's a lot faster than us mere mortals could ever do. So it is, absolutely it is. And Elisa says Flemish is much harder than Spanish, with laughing emojis. I bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. Gert says, I hope you will do great this year on the Suzuki. Man, he's going to be he's already a legend. Gert, he's going to win on the Suzuki. Isaac.
Yeah, he's Gertian. So he's I don't know if this year, I think so, but he was definitely last year's. So Loris Veneman from in World Supersport 300. So he was vice champion in World Supersport 300 and with the MTM team. So he was a mechanic for him. So he's a great guy. He's actually from, I think, also probably 20 minutes from my house. He's Belgian. So they're all great. They're all watching my races all the time. I see them sometimes at the track in Belgium. So yeah, thank you.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, Gert. I really appreciate it. And who's the guy that I met at Jersey?
That was my sponsor. So the one under my name on your T-shirt. So Olivier from Travo, yeah.
Okay.
So that was Olivier. He's great.
Yeah, it was an honor to meet him, because your dad was like, yeah, dude, he listens to all your podcasts, and it always blows my mind. And I'm like, dude, it's an absolute honor. Thank you so much. And he didn't really speak a whole lot of English, but yeah, we had a conversation. Dad, thanks again, Dave, for the whole translation thing. But he was absolutely, it's an honor to meet everybody for sure, 100%.
Yeah, he's been supporting me for years now. He's always the guy on my helmet, which I think this year is going to change. This year, Brandon, like he wanted to be on the helmet this year. But yeah, no, Olivier has always been with from, I think 4 years now. He's been helping us, so he's awesome. Then I think it was his first time coming to the US to watch, and that was the longest trip he ever did on the plane, which he wasn't excited about. But then when he actually got there, he said like he was gonna come more often, and I was surprised because he didn't like planes.
That's awesome. And yeah, how far of a flight is that from?
Usually, so to New York from Belgium, it's around 6 to 8 hours. Depends sometimes.
Oh, that ain't bad. That's what it is to the UK. It was when I fly out of Washington to Louth. I mean, not Louth, Heathrow. Yeah, it was a little bit longer. I think it was 7.5 hours to get there, and a little bit longer coming back, because I guess the winds and however that works. I have no idea. So I should. My dad's a freaking pilot, right? But I don't pay attention to that shit. I'm just like, yeah, I want to go fast on two wheels, Dad, not in the air. So yeah, and my dad said, who was watching the race, he's like, these guys and girls right here, it's fast, right? I was like, dude, they're proper mega fast. He said, imagine flying 50 feet above the ground at 800 miles an hour and just cut straight up. And I was like, dude, I'd pass out and crash. Like, that's how that would end. But dude, I couldn't imagine the adrenaline dump on that, right? But yeah, I'd crash and burn. So yeah,
So what
for
did he
sure.
do? What pilot was he?
He was a Navy fighter pilot. He flew jets off the aircraft, just like Top Gun. That's exactly what he did. So
It's awesome.
yeah, that's where I got my need for speed. And when I was born, he had motorcycles. He used to take me riding. That's how I got into the whole thing. So, Flip says, "Are the twins racing in Laguna Seca?" I think I will be a new track for Levy if they do.
They do. So we go from Daytona to Barber. That they have I think a 10-week break. I mean for us because they race Moto America with other classes then, and then we're going straight to the Ridge, which is in Seattle, and then we go after probably like a week between. We go to Laguna, and that's a new track indeed. And after that, it's still quite a break between, and then we have Virginia, which is going to be good for you, and then we go to New Jersey.
I can't wait, man. I cannot wait to see everybody at Cars this year. I'll see you guys in Daytona, but I'm so excited for you guys to come to VIR because it's also going to be a new track for you too, correct?
No, I've ridden there
Oh
before.
yes, okay, yeah,
Once
you have.
it was pretty
Yeah,
hot that weekend.
it does get hot and humid. In Laguna Seca, I'm excited for you to be at Laguna. That's another. I just saw I had Mike Spike Edwards. He's a BSB legend on before I sat down with you today, and we were talking about he raced at Daytona only one time in '95 on the Harley Davidson VR 1000 Superbike, right? And yeah, he was talking about we talked about Laguna Seca and when people think of America, it's Daytona. That is the premier race that we have here, and that's what we're known for is Daytona. Laguna Seca to me is second for sure. It's a beautiful track. It's a beautiful layout. The weather is absolutely gorgeous. There's great food restaurants around. It's a win-win. You're gonna love it. And that corkscrew, you see it on TV, Levy, but wait till you see it in real life. You're gonna be like, holy shit. It's not intimidating. It just looks like it's super fun on a roller coaster. You start way up here, then you end up way down there. And
It's all the
yeah,
video games. It's like I've played it like I mean quite some times, so it's gonna be awesome when we're gonna have to ride on like real life.
yep, that's gonna come full circle for you, and you're gonna do good there too. I think when I watch my friends race, you, Elisa, Isaac, everybody, Demario, I also pay attention to your guys' riding style, your body position, where you brake, where you don't brake, where you get on the gas, the time off the throttle when you get back on. I pay attention to all that. I really like your riding style. You're smooth. And it to me, it don't look like you're struggling at all on the bike, even though everything's not the way you want it to be, handling wise, and you're not getting the feeling you want to get out of the bike. You still look so smooth on that bike. And Laguna Seca is a smooth track. I mean, shit, you played it on the PlayStation. It's a track you can't really be aggressive on. And if you mess up one section on the track, man, it fucks up the whole rest of the lap. It's hard to make up any time at all.
Yeah,
Most of the
and
time,
it's newly paved too.
and it's newly paved, so it's going to be extra grippy, right, or extra slicky. I don't know, however you want to say it or see it, right? Yeah. I hope it don't rain. It normally don't, so I'm excited for you guys this year. It's going to be a proper mega year for everybody at Carnes Performance, man. Absolutely, yeah, man. Listen, we're almost an hour into this, Levy. It always goes by super quick, man. It does. It does.
Yeah.
Let's see. Halo Oliver. Paula Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's watching though. He might be. He might watch it back. He might be a. He definitely will watch it later. But if he's not watching it right now,
Yeah, I don't see him on because I got my phone pulled up too, so I could see the people on Facebook and the people. I guess they're watching this on YouTube too. I don't know why it's not translation over to my phone, but it usually does. And then we got good evening,
yeah,
all. Yep, there he
that's
is,
him.
Vert. Yeah, dude. And listen, Vert, we was just talking about you. It was an honor to meet you at New Jersey, my friend. Absolutely.
Yep.
And then Philip says, "Good evening, Europe." barely afternoon here, 12:53 p.m.
From Seattle. It's 9 hours, I think, difference in Belgium from them.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost 4 p.m. here where I'm at. So yeah, we're 3 hours down different. I've never been to the Ridge.
Yeah,
That's a track I always wanted to go to. It looks like it's absolutely an amazing time.
it's a lot of height change, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and well, that and it's got a lot. Yeah, undulations, cambered, off cambered. It's to me, it's one of the um, best tracks I think we have in America as far as that goes. Um, it's because it's got everything in one track. It's got the reverse corkscrew, and anytime you see tracks on TV, Levy, you're like you can see at a certain angle that the camera shows how kind of steep. You got an idea until you get there, and then you're like, holy shit.
Like the
Yeah, this is
banking of Daytona.
like I can't wait. I've never been there, so I cannot wait to go in March and yeah, see the baking at Daytona. It's gonna be fun. And then so speaking of Daytona, I know that Peter Hickman's gonna be back. Hickman's gonna be there. The True Love brothers are gonna be there, and Danny Webb is actually gonna be there racing too. So it's gonna be yeah, man, it's good. Absolutely. I'm trying to read through some of these comments. Philip Hansen. Philip says, "Come over." Right now, I can't, man. I'm all the way on the East Coast, bro. Like, if we live close, I would now. Oh my God.
Maybe
He
that's
said,
plan a trip.
"Oh, I will. I'll plan a trip." He said, "Vert says I wish. Vert, get your butt back over here in Moto America, man. Let's have fun, hang out, and eat some good American food." I'm with it.
Yeah,
There's
I
actually
think he loved it.
there's supposedly Michael Dunlop as well. Man, I hope Dunlop really shows up. He's been one of course, everybody knows I love the TT. There's Uncle Joey right there last year at the TT on the SP one in 2000. It's good for again premier motorcycle race in the whole United States, the Daytona 200. That's where the Europeans show up, and yeah, they want to win there. So yeah, man. Oh, he said 20 minutes from the Ridge. I've never met Michael Dunlop. Have you, Levy, had the honor to meet Michael?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Well, I know
I still need to
Peter.
go watch once the TT. I still need to go. I think me and Lisa and everyone. I think we all want to go see it once.
Bro, it's on my bucket list. I'm so going there. I told my wife that if God forbid I drop dead right now, right as we're speaking, I'm just done. I'm done. Burn me, fly my ass over there to the TT and just wherever. I don't give a shit where you put me. I just leave me and walk away and enjoy the rest of your life, right? Like, yeah, that's such a fan I am of the TT racing. So yeah, it's going to be good. And when I see you at Daytona, I'll introduce you to my buddy Peter Hickman if you never had the honor to meet him too as well. So yeah, it's going to be good if you have time because I know how busy you guys are at the races for sure. So, and this year Daytona 2 Levy, they got, if I'm not mistaken, they got the Twins, the Super Sport, the Harleys are going to be there, King of the Baggers, and the Super Hooligans too as well, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's going to be a great weekend, man. And I know you're looking forward to kicking ass on the new Suzuki, and I can't wait to see you and Elisa and Isaac step on the top box, a 1, a 2, and a 3. With Elisa's going to win, right?
Oh yeah. We already me and Isaac already talked about it. We just have to just let it go. Just have it go.
You got it. Dude, you got to, right? Yeah, absolutely. She's got the talent and she will be there. And yeah. Well, listen, this has been a lot of fun. Levy, just stay on with me for a second. When we end the podcast, we'll go ahead and schedule our next one coming up. And I need to schedule one with Elisa. And matter of fact, you know what? Let's do a whole Carnes Performance podcast. I get you, Elisa, Isaac on at the same time, and Jason can come and sit down too as well. And Torin, if she wants to come on there too as well. So
yeah, we should we can talk about see whenever we can get something together and make a little group chat.
Yeah, for sure. We'll do that. Well, I got everybody's number, so I'll send everybody a text. I'll do a group chat, but listen, me and you, great idea. It is a great idea. See, my wife, I am smart sometimes. No, I'm just playing. let's just stay on with me for a minute because me and you got to schedule our solo podcast and here shortly. But listen, first and foremost, again, I just want to say thank you so much, Levy, for coming on the podcast. It's an absolute honor to be able to sit down and do this. More of an honor to be friends than anything. You know, I hope you the most success in life as far as road racing and outside of road racing. I hope wherever you picture yourself, however many championships around the world, bro, I'm in your corner. You got a supporter and you will achieve all those. Congratulations on school. I just want to say thank you guys and girls so much for watching this podcast. If you guys have not had the chance, please go to my Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, all that. You guys know the deal. Like, bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. Big shout out to Next Level Financial, bisontrack.com. Join the herd, people. Get that custom suit. Love yourself. What are you waiting for? You're going to spend the same amount of money, if not more, on an off the rack suit. So, again, Chef Eats, big shout out to Chef Eats, TST Industries, the Clothing Kings. Everybody can go to clothingkings.co.uk and order all your Pendergast merch. Big shout out to Superbike Supply, SFL Mini GP, RD Racing, and my mate Jake Marsh out there. Vet2 Track, Flying Eyes Optics, 64 Degree Racing, Ghetto Customs, Carnes Performance in Pennsylvania. Anybody in Pennsylvania, go to Carnes Performance, best dealership. KYT Helmets America, K-Tech Suspension. I know you're on another suspension. I'm going to let that go. But K-Tech Suspension, big shout out to Birch, Kendall, and Dakari. RTR Ready to Race in North Carolina. Coleman Power Sports here in Virginia. McLeo Escapes Track and Tour. Road Racing World. I need everybody to go to roadracingworld.com. Go to the fund, sign up and donate to the air fence. It's imperative that we have it. And thank you guys so much because without that, Levy, Elisa, we're not racing. We're not showing up, and that means we can't even go to watch because there's not going to be any racing. So go sign up to them and donate. Every bit helps. $1, $5, whatever you can do, please do it. And thank you so much. Big shout out to STG, Dripping Wet, Venom Undersuits. Big shout out to my man Mike Edwards. He's a rider coach. I just had him on, Mike Spike Edwards out there in the UK. So anybody out there in the UK wants any proper training, one-on-one coaching, go to v121pro.com or mike/edwards.net and sign up and get you some proper training in. And yeah, man, Levy, tell everybody where they can find you, where they can support you. And look at this, we got Luca Allen up in the house. He says, "Yo, what is up, Luca? Did you meet Luca at Mid Ohio?"
No, I did not. No, I wasn't at Mid Ohio. That
Oh
was the
yeah,
one
that's
race I
right.
had
You
to win.
wasn't. Yes, man, dude, I was gonna.
And I
I was
was having
excited.
my for sorting out my student visa.
Okay, so real quick, but before you give all your shout outs, dude, tell us the story about your visa.
It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. The student visa is a whole process that people don't expect how big it is, even coming from Belgium, which Belgium is a first world country, and they really gave me a hard time getting the visa. But of course, it's always a longer period of time with government is being slow. School is not always fast in answering because it's school, and but I think it took like a few months until we got everything together, all the paperwork. I did a lot of research. No lawyers involved, so all ourselves, and yeah, then all the paperwork, the requirement stuff, the interview with the visa, then finally got approved, and then came over. And it's a long period of time, but I mean, I recommend doing it, but it's not that easy as a lot of people think.
Yeah,
If you have more questions, and you can ask me. But yeah, no, I want to thank everyone. Thank you for having me again. Um, I want to thank Carnes, Jason, Brandon from Levi Badie, TST. Thank you for joining us this year. I want to just, thank everyone. Bison, I just had my measurements interview yesterday, so they took all the new measurements. I hope I was skinnier this time. So no, yeah, no. Thank you, Tasha and Rob. You guys do a lot for me, and I hope this year is gonna have it on the top step again. And yeah, everyone is supporting me. Olivier, my parents, they're supporting my student life for now, especially that. Um, No, thank you everyone. Thank you to my girlfriend and a gender household for keeping me fed and everything. They're awesome. Everyone is awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
And Raceline Coffee, thank you so much for
Amazing
the
coffee.
great coffee.
What up?
Yes, let's go. Absolutely. My dog's over here. I was like, what kind of noise is she making? She's over here sleeping. I guess she's dreaming she's running. I don't know. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, it was an absolute honor again to sit down with the legend, Levi Badie. Thank you so much for Carnes Performance for always the hospitality you guys show me at the Moto America events, is giving me a seat to sit, giving me some water and some of the best cheeseburgers I've ever had. So looking forward to hanging out with every single one of you. Can't wait to see you
You
guys
gotta come
wrap up.
by for the grilled cheese. Just saying. Just saying. You gotta come by for his grilled cheese. It's famous.
Listen, I'll be there for the grilled cheese. Count me in at Daytona for the grilled cheese, 100%. And then look, we got another legend up, Yondell. He says, Levi Badie, what is up, Yondell? Uh, awesome. Yeah, I don't even know
It's
what
great.
Yondell's doing this year.
It's a surprise for everyone. I think.
I think it is.
We will see.
We will see. Absolutely, we will see. But oh, one more question before. What do you think about the new Talent Cup versus the Junior Cup?
Um, I, it's a hard thing, there's a lot of mixed feelings. I don't I don't love the idea that they removed the Junior Cup because that's like, I mean, it's a great class if you want to ride um more budget friendly, of course, because it's getting bad, like worse every year. So, but the Talent Cup is gonna be good for that step up, until like for actual more, how do you say it, not road bikes to race, but I think it's just gonna be a little bit expensive for a lot of people. And I mean, I hope it turns out great. I think a lot of great people are gonna come in and race it. But I just think it's pretty sad that the Junior Cup is gone for a lot of kids who are probably gonna shine in that class.
No, I agree. I got a lot of mixed emotions about the whole Talent Cup. Especially now that KTM's in deep shit. We don't even know if they're going to be in MotoGP in 2026. They done sold Gas and Husqvarna and MV Agusta, and they're offloading all that stuff. So, KTM's have been a big player in our sports industry for a long time. They're a heavy hitter. They make great products, and yeah,
Love their
I would.
supermotos.
Dude, yeah, right. I mean, same. Dude, you can buy a Husqvarna. It's the same freaking bike, right? The Gas it's the same bike. It's just one's orange, one's white and blue, and the other's red, right? But yeah, it's they're all great. And they're also Tech 3 is going to be back in MotoGP next year. It's not going to be gas, and yeah, so we'll see, man. They're using the 350 enduro motor out of their enduro bikes for the Kramer 350. I think it's a good platform. I just think that if we're going to have an entry level class in Moto America, they need to make it. Even the Junior Cup got to where there were $20,000 Junior Cup bikes in there, right? I see that Moto America should have never let it get to that price point for an entry level class at a 400, right? Have a $10,000. That's it. That's the max you can do to the bike to make it more feasible, more entry level. More people will show up and be able to afford to go racing, right? Your average family, your mom and dad that make, let's say, 100 grand between them, if that, can afford to take their son or daughter around to at least all the East Coast races, right?
You know which is a good bike for that actually? It's the Honda NSF 250. That Moto 3 bike. That bike is around like 10 to 12. I don't really know right now at this time. I mean, it was like around 10. Like that was for a new bike, for a new like almost, I mean, Moto 3 Honda 250. It was like around 10,000 and it had everything you needed. I mean, it was going great, the suspension they had. I mean, I think that was, I mean, I don't know. Of course, they probably have a deal with KTM and Kramer with that new cup, of course. But I mean, that's really good. I think more non-road bike and also a little bit more affordable.
100%. And yeah, before I get off here, I got to give another shout out to all my friends at BTR. Build Train Race. What an amazing program they have at Moto America. I always like the whole thing with BTR. You know, you take in people that's got limited track time, that don't know how to build a race bike. You give them a bike, they build it from the start to the finish, and they go out there and they race it. What a great platform it is. So big shout out to Royal Enfield and the whole BTR program. Um, I, I would love to see, and I was talking to Lucy Blondell. I just had her on the podcast. This is her second year, but I would love to see Moto America implement another class where after your 2-year deal at BTR, you can transition into this other class, still using the GT 650 race bikes that they get to keep, and that way they can stay in the paddock. And you know, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. So
Yeah, of course, of course. The problem is a little bit, you know. I mean, they have a certain amount of classes they can put in a weekend. I mean, that's always an issue, and I get that. It's just, you know, at a certain point they have to choose which ones they want to keep and which ones they probably, you know, also profit from. Which not always the one class makes not really a lot of money for them or watch viewers. You know, I mean, Junior Cup definitely does. It's always exciting. It's always, you know, bar to bar racing. But yeah, I mean, there's a certain level you can put in a weekend, and you can't keep adding classes, which is it's an unfortunate issue.
no, it is, you know. Yeah, like I said, I'm just rambling thoughts off the top of my head. That's all. But yeah, I would love to see, you know, just as a whole, across the board, around the world, racers, our beautiful circuses, I always call it, we're the same around the world, whether you're in German, Australia, Japan, superbikes, whatever it is, we're all a family, right? And I just would love to see our sport get back to the glory days before the '08 crash, where people were actually making a living. Outside sponsorships were thick. We had full factory teams in the paddock. And, you know, honestly, it really didn't cost a shit ton of money to go racing, especially your entry. Shit, track day, not track day people, but club racers used to make a living club racing, right? Because of the contingency money. Now it's, yeah, you win a race to pay for your next set of tires, and just one set of tires, you know?
They
So
still give pretty good prize money if you ask me. Sometimes
they
better
do.
than pro classes do. Which, you know, I mean, pro class, step up your game. Just not offending anyone here, but yeah, sometimes CCS gives way more prize money than pro, and I think that's a shame. That's definitely bad.
Yeah, this, you know, it's the man, you know, I'm like you. It's I got to be careful what I say, but I still want to speak my mind and tell the truth. You know, it's also part of the political shit box of our sport. You know, that, yeah, it just drives me crazy. But yeah, you know, I would just love to see some changes take place. And dude, listen, Moto America's doing a fucking fantastic job. They have been since they took over from DMG. We are where we are, you know, with the whole bagger program and the super hooligans and all these other programs actually help build our sport to where it is now, you know. So yeah, big shout out to Moto America. You guys are doing an amazing job. I'm not criticizing, because I love every single one of you, and you put on one of the greatest shows on earth, right? I would just love to see it, everybody would improve and be, you know, more cost effective for everyone to show up and have fun. So yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, listen, this has been a lot of fun, man. Me and you can sit down and go on for hours, but I just don't have hours to go on today. So, man, uh, give everybody a hug, Elisa, everybody, and tell everybody I said hello, even though you guys are hearing me right now. Can't wait to see you guys at Daytona. And yeah, just stay on with me for a second. We're going to schedule our next podcast together, and I hope everybody's Sunday is as proper mega as you guys, and we will see you soon. All right,
Bye.
let me end this.
Calling all two-wheel enthusiasts, get ready to rev up your earbuds with Pin the Gas Podcast, the ultimate motorcycle racing podcast, hosted by Chris Simcoe, one of our very own excellent leaders here in Roanoke, Virginia. With expert analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and exclusive writer interviews, Pin the Gas Podcast delivers the adrenaline rush of the racetrack straight to your ears. Whether you're a diehard fan or a curious newcomer, you'll gain insights that will transform how you watch and understand motorcycle racing. On your favorite podcast app, join Simcoe as he takes you on a high-speed journey through the world of motorcycle racing. Pin the Gas Podcast.